Okay guys, today we're going to be setting up the default Boeing 737-800 and we're going to be starting it just from cold and dead. So if you, in the start menu, you just start it without engines running at a gate, this is what it's going to look like. So I'm going to kind of do this into two parts. The first part is going to be basically all the preliminaries, getting it all set up and ready for pushback, and then during pushback is when we'll actually start the engines. So our first step here is going to just be to turn the battery on, and along with that we want to go ahead and switch the standby power onto auto. Next we're going to come up here to our voltmeters. We're going to go to our DC voltmeter and we are going to switch it onto battery. And then we are going to come down and disengage our master caution light. I am using a checklist, if anyone's wondering. I kind of made this one up by myself after looking at a couple of real checklists. And this is pretty much the fastest way I've found to set this up. So we're going to go ahead and switch our ground power on next. And then we are going to come up to our AC voltmeter and switch that onto ground power as well. After that, I like to turn on the fasten seatbelts signs, which you don't have to do, and switch on my lights as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do that there. And then we are going to switch on all of our fuel pumps. So all three pairs of these. And then we are ready to start our APU. So we're going to push down once so that it's in the on position, and then push down again to start it. And you'll be able to hear it warming up. After that, we're going to go up here where it says APU generators, and these two inside switches of the four are our APU generator switches. So we're going to go switch both of the inside switches, and then we're going to come over here to this center bottom switch on this panel, and we're going to turn that on. That's our APU bleed, and you'll be able to see this dial up to about 30 on the gauge, and just check that and make sure. If it doesn't go on, then you've done something wrong. You can go back and repeat some of the steps, and then we can now turn on our hydraulic pumps and verify that all those lights do go off. And that is basically all we need for our basic setup. So for the next part, I'm going to reset that up in a different video. It's going to be attached to this one, but I have a limited recording time, so I'm going to kind of splice them together. We're going to get our pushback, and then we'll start our engines up. But that is the main preliminary steps for starting up the Boeing 737-800.